Fast Frenzy, Asteroids and Comets explore space from the comfort of Earth and experience what it's like to fly through space and see asteroids and comets up close. Fact 1. Flying through the asteroid belt is easy. Movies and TV shows often show spacecraft struggling to fly through areas with lots of asteroids, dodging between huge, speeding rocks. The reality is much less exciting. Asteroid belt. Asteroids are rocky objects, leftover bits and pieces from when the solar system formed billions of years ago, that still circle around the sun. In our solar system, between the planets Mars and Jupiter, there is an area of space containing millions of asteroids. This is known as the asteroid belt, and most of the asteroids in our solar systems are found within it. What I was expecting a challenge. Space between. Although there are lots of asteroids to avoid, there is typical around 620,000 to 1.8 million miles between each one. It's difficult to even get close enough to an asteroid to see it as you are flying through the belt, let alone having to constantly dodge around them. You really have to aim at a particular asteroid in order to be sure of seeing one. This is a disappointingly boring flight. Not all alike. The largest known asteroid, Vesta, is 359 miles wide, although most are much smaller than this. Asteroids are made of rock and metal, and the different types of and amounts of the materials that make them up change how they look. For example, asteroids that contain lots of metal and shiny. Beyond the belt, although most of the asteroids in our solar system are found in the asteroid belt, there are some in other areas too. For instance, Trojans are what we call asteroids that circle around Jupiter. A number of asteroids pass close to Earth and are known, a bit unimaginatively, as near-Earth asteroids. The ones that might be dangerous for Earth are the Earth crossers, asteroids that actually cross Earth's paths and thus could crash into us. Fact 2. Comets are dirty space nobles. A comet is made up of a mixture of frozen gases and ice, with bits of rock and dust stuck in it. These materials come from the time when our solar system was formed. Who are you calling a dirty space noble? Ice core, dust tail, and gas tail. It is called comet. 2 tails. Comets are made up of an icy core and a chilling tail. In fact, most comets have a blue tail made of gas and another brighter tail made up of dust. It is the sun's light hitting the dust particles in its tail that makes it shine so brightly. As the comet moves closer to the sunlight pushes the dust particles back away into a long tail that can stretch for almost 6 million miles. The Kuiper belt. Comets in our solar system come from one of two places. The nearest one of us to the Kuiper belt. This is a huge, dish-shaped area that begins close to Neptune and continues past Pluto, containing many different icy objects. The comets that come from the Kuiper belt are short-period comets, which take less than 200 years to circle around the sun. The Oort cloud. The Oort cloud is around 100 times farther away from the Kuiper belt, running all around the edge of our solar system like a giant shell. No one knows for sure how many objects there are in the Oort cloud, but it may around 2 trillion, around 266 times as many people on Earth. Scientists think that long-period comets, which take longer than 200 years to circle around the sun, come from this area. Star Finals. The most famous comet for people on our planet at least is Halley's Comet. It takes around 757 years to circle all the way around the sun, and we can only see it at one certain point of this journey. Seeing the comet is a once-in-a-lifetime event, for all but the very luckiest people. It was last visible from Earth in 1986 and might be able to be seen again in 2061. Don't miss it. I've been waiting for years to see this comet. Fact 3. Asteroids can have their own moons. Some of the bigger asteroids in our solar system have moons of their own. In 1993, a tiny moon was spotted for the first time, circling the asteroid 243 Ida. Hi Galileo, I'm 243 Ida and this is my moon, Dactyl. Dactyl. The name 243 Ida's moon is Dactyl. It is only 1 mile across, almost 20 times smaller than the asteroid. Dactyl moves quite slowly, circling 243 Ida at around 22 miles per hour, which is only a bit faster than a person sprinting. Although Dactyl is pretty small and slow, it's still an impressive record breaker. The first moon of an asteroid even discovered and photographed. Galileo spacecraft. Dactyl was discovered by the Galileo space mission in 1993. The Galileo spacecraft was launched with no one aboard in 1989. It was the first spacecraft to explore Jupiter and its moons for a long period of time, circling around Jupiter for 8 years. It took many pictures and measurements, teaching us more about this huge planet and its moons. But it also studied and photographed asteroids. Not so special, since this first sighting of an asteroid with the moon circling around it. Scientists have discovered several more asteroids in our solar system that also have moons. In total, we know of more than 200 asteroids, both within and beyond our solar system, that have moons. In fact, there are asteroids that have more than one moon. A huge asteroid called 33,122 Florence, which came pretty close to Earth in 2017, has 2 moons. Dwarf planets. We know that some planets have moons, but that asteroids can too. But what about another player in our solar system? Dwarf planets? Well, Pluto may have been downgraded from a planet to a dwarf planet in 2006, but of the dwarf planet, it is both the biggest and has the most moons, 5. Haumea has 2. Eris and Makemake each have 1, and Ceres, which lies in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, doesn't have a moon.